Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So it is Monday, which means of course it is decorating day. One of these days on a Monday I'm going to do something different and surprise you. Just cause. Kidding. Not anytime soon. So I'm just taking next week out, or this week out, sorry. Just put the plan up off to the side. So because this is my last week of work, what I'm going to do, and we travel this week for my holiday, I'm going to do this in a bit of a travel-y kind of theme. There is also a lot sort of happening this week, so I've got to be a little bit careful with where I put everything. My planner's not coming with me on holidays. Ryan won't let me. So it's staying home, but I still need to decorate because I need to show you guys and because I'm crazy like that and that just needs to happen. This week obviously needs to because it's before I go, so it needs to be done. Next week, I will admit, is probably a little bit superfluous, but I have a really good idea for it, so you will see. Stay tuned. So I'm going to use 3 things. I think I may move around. These stickers, I'm just going to use these as my countdowns. Obviously, we saw last week the stamps were much better than the week before when I used the stickers. So we're going to use these. I got these from Kmart. These were $2, $3.50, something like that. But there's plenty of them, so that's the part that I like the most. So we'll be using those. But where we're going to get most of our inspiration from, to start with at least, is from this big bad boy right here. This is an Aldi paper stack. They came out probably about 12 months ago, maybe not quite that long. Definitely no longer available. But I will admit this is one that I have been really slack with using, so I'm going to enjoy using this right now. So I'm going to flick straight to this page here, which is kind of a travel-y kind of theme. I'm just tearing it out gently. The best thing about these paper stacks, sometimes you get ones from other places and they're really, really thick paper. This isn't. It's thicker, but it's not the thickest paper you've ever encountered in your entire life, which I like. So what I'm going to do, because I don't need this part, as in I do, but nothing's happening here, we're going to be on an island, I'm going to kind of decorate this in reverse. Usually you would see me put the washi tape or the paper down the whole side. I'm actually going to do it the opposite side this time. I'm going to cut out around here and then cut up the side and put it sitting right there, because on Sunday there's nothing happening. On Saturday there is, but I can fit it in. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, but putting it like this, I think, maybe. We'll work that out in a minute. So what I'm going to start with, I'm going to grab my big paper trimmer, because I need it for this one, obviously. I'm just going to put this in here. And I'm just going... So one thing I do not like about this paper is it doesn't quite fit in here. For some strange reason, it's slightly bigger than 12 by 12, and I don't quite understand why. So what I'm going to do is just trim off the bad kind of perforation bit at the top, and then that should fix that problem. There we go, much better. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this by sight. I'm not going to panic too much about it. Just going to line... No, I'm not. I'm just going to put it about where I think I want the strip. So it's about there. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Uh-oh. Hold on. See if I can fix this. So what's happened is it's stuck. There we go. It's all good. Panic averted. Ah, that's what's getting stuck on. I had some laminator stuff from the last time I was playing with my laminator. And then I'm just going to cut this out roughly, because I'll come back and cut in nicely in a minute. I did do like a haul video when I got these paper stacks, so I'll link that down below. It's a really long time ago though. But if you wish to go and watch it, you're more than welcome to. So I've cut down the side. All I'm going to do with this is just kind of come down a little bit closer and then cut out kind of around the outside. So I'm going to go do that and I'll be back in just a sec. So there we go. That's what it looks like when it's cut out. So it's going to sit there. The more I look at that, the more I think it's too big. So what I'm actually going to do It's just come down a little bit. I don't mind cutting some of that off. In fact, I think it will probably look better. So it's going to come down to there and be stuck as per everything else. So I'm going to stick that down now, and that way I can trim it up afterwards. So I'm just going to grab, no I'm not. I'm going to cut the other side out first, make sure it actually looks okay, and then I'll come back to that. So I'm just putting that bit off to the side. So I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Hold on. Just go the other side because it's a bit easier to see. So again, I'm just doing this by sight. I roughly know where I did it before, so that's okay. Just cutting straight down there. Can always come back and trim it a bit thinner if I have to. So that one had actually a fair amount at the top, and I've actually cut it off. So we'll wait and see if this lines up straight or not. I'll probably just overstick it so that we solve that problem anyway. So I like that one there. That one's good where it is. And the other side's going to sit just like there, like we thought of, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub out all these things, and then I will stick these down, and I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so as you can see, I've had a slight, what's the word I want to use here? Bad thing happen. And I've torn my page. So I then went looking for trying to find some replacements, which I don't have, which is really annoying me. So what I'm going to try and do instead of freaking out and instead of having to wait until tomorrow to go and get more inserts, which they probably don't have anyway, I'm going to try and fix it. So here goes my creative juices. Let's see how I go here. I'm going to put this down as I was going to, and then I'm going to see how I go about trying to fix this little problem. So leave it with me. Continue watching. Let's see what we can do. So I'm going to stick this down first, and then I'll be right back. So that's stuck very well, apparently, because it's stuck to my desk. So I'm just going to cut this top bit off first. And then just with the paper trimmer, just so I've got something straight. I'm going to put this in here, line this up, cut straight down there. Just going to tidy that up a little bit. I like that actually. I think that looks cool. Don't like the big tear in the middle, but we can't do everything. So you see I used a heck of a lot more glue than I probably had to. I just wasn't sure where the glue line was going to be. So I just thought better have too much than not enough. You could obviously do this bit with the paper trimmer as well. I'm just doing it by hand just because I feel like it. There you go. I obviously like this side better because it's not torn. Righty-ho. So, now that I've got that bit done, I'm just going to jump into these stickers from Kmart. I'm just going to grab just need to put the dates sort of back in a little bit, so I'm just going to grab 1 and a 0 for the 10. And I'm just going to cut these down a little bit because I don't need that quite that much base. And if I put it just on this edge, it'll cover where that other number was anyway, so that works. I feel like I'm covered in little bits of sticky at the moment. To be fair, I actually am covered in little bits of sticky, so stop giggling. Okay. So I'm just going to do the same thing with the 9 and the 8 up the top, and I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, sorry about that. I have no idea where I was up to, but we just had a error with one of the cameras, so we just had to fix that. And just while I was sitting here looking at it, I realised that I now don't like the 11, the 12, and the 13. The 14 can probably stay. I just don't think it matches, so I'm going to go ahead and do those stickers, and I'll be back in just a sec. Scrap that. It's staying because I've run out of ones. So it's just going to stay because I can't be bothered. So the next thing I'm going to do is try and rub this little bit out without completely ruining this piece of paper. So I'm just rubbing this out gently. Still can't believe I did that. Like, I know that this paper can be really finicky and painful sometimes, but I didn't think it was going to be quite that finicky. So I'm jumping into this paper stack again, and I'm just going to grab, there's another piece of paper that I'm going to play with. And it's this one here, which has got all these really cool stamps, or stamps, would we call them stamps? I don't know what you call them. Travel stamp things. And what I'm going to basically do is I'm going to use a couple of these to fix my little boo-boo. So I'm just getting rid of these sticker bits from my scissors. So what I'm going to try and do is avoid too many of them that have like particular places that they're going. I don't really want Sydney or London or anything on there because I'm definitely not going to those places. But I'm going to grab this fragile one to start with. I'm going to grab this cabin baggage one, and maybe this Australia one. So I'm going to go and cut these out, and I'll be back in just a sec. I'm just making a mess on my floor now. So what I'm going to do, I don't know if I'm going to be able to completely hide this, but I can at least make it a little bit less obvious. So I'm going to put this fragile sticker at the top, which is really ironic when you think about it. Just trying to be amusing. And I'm going to put this one, I'll put it under or over. I might put that all the way over, and then put that just underneath it. And that should at least, I'm going to put it just like that. I think that looks kind of cool. I think, maybe. I like it that way. So I'm going to stick this down first. And this should at least kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Negate the damage a little bit. It'll be fun trying to do this next week. If you want to see how I fix this on the other side, stay tuned next week. Because I've got to work with my boo-boo again next week. That'll be fun. There we go. I actually don't mind that. And I'm going to put these down the bottom, and in the same sort of way, just basically like that. Just kind of hodgy podgy. Hodgy makes me think of Luke Hodge from the Hawks. I probably shouldn't say that too much. Sorry, that's a football reference for anyone that's not an AFL fan. Sorry about that. You've stumbled across my other great love in life. Rightio, so now I've fixed that boo-boo, I'm going to go ahead and write in all the little bits that I need to write in. The other thing I'm just really quickly going to do though before I do that is I'm going to use these stickers to count down my days. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So I only have to use a couple, which is nice. And I'm going to do the same thing with these ones as I did with the others, which is just trim them up a little bit so they're not quite so big and bulky. So I'm going to cut these out, stick these down, write in everything I need to write down, and then I'll be back in just a sec. That's what it looks like when that's all finished. I've obviously still got to put my netball numbers in here. But I'm looking at that and I actually don't hate it. I was really worried about the things down the side. I thought they perhaps would look a bit funny. Oh, hold on. I've just remembered something. And I'm just going to put it in big letters just so I don't forget. So if you haven't already, go and enter, well, subscribe so that you can be entered into my planner giveaway competition thing that I'm doing. I'm going to draw the winner on Wednesday. So if you are a subscriber as of 6 p.m. on Wednesday, you will be automatically entered into the draw, and I will get in contact with you if I draw you out of my little number generator. And you can win a tangerine planner. I'll link the video for that giveaway down below so you guys can check it out. But I am going to leave this at that. That sounds cool. I'm going to leave this just like it is. I think I've covered up my big boo-boo pretty well. Maybe. Just looking at that going something. I almost want to cover this up, and I don't know. I want to cover it up because I don't like the August bit being there. So I'm just going to grab this again. There we go. I'm just going to get this little bit here that says handle with care. Please handle with care. Just going to cut it out really quickly because I know I was just about finished and you guys are probably sitting there going, oh my god, just hurry up. You guys get the gist now anyway. I'm not putting my footy thing in this week. Just, I don't see the point more than anything else. There you go, perfect. I'm not going to be here for the weekend. It's not going to get looked at, and I just think this week it's probably a little bit superfluous, so I'm just not going to worry about it. The only game that is in Queensland I did put in anyway, because that's just the anal retentiveness in me. I have to have it there somewhere. The rest of it's going to be superfluous, so it doesn't matter. That is it. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed, if you want to be in for a chance to win a brand new Tangerine planner, please subscribe. It will be drawn on Wednesday. Oh my god, this tear has seriously flown my brain all out of the way. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. Let me know how you think this worked out. Did I fix this well enough that you can't tell that there's a problem? You can find me on Facebook, Snapchat and on Instagram if you want to get in contact with me for any which way reason. I would just love to hear from you. I will be having a short video this week explaining what's going to happen here on my channel while I'm away, because obviously, haha, I am going to be away. So that'll be on this week. Other than that, videos are going to be as per usual, but just if you want to know little bits and pieces, check that video out. Otherwise, guys, I will see you again on Wednesday. Thanks a lot. Bye.